Moments after the official announcement, two courtiers walked across the forecourt of Buckingham Palace and, as has been the custom for so many years, they posted a notice on the railings. A notice which announced the end of an era, the passing of this country's longest ever consort. The Union flag above the palace had already been lowered to half-mast. The announcement was a personal one on behalf of the Queen. It read, "It is with deep sorrow that Her Majesty the Queen announces the death of her beloved husband, His Royal Highness the Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. His Royal Highness passed away peacefully this morning at Windsor Castle. Further announcements will be made in due course. The royal family join with people around the world in mourning his loss." At age 99, the Duke of Edinburgh had led a very long and very fulfilling life. He had only officially retired in 2017, when at this ceremony he bowed out of public duties for good. Prince Philip had just spent a long spell in hospital. When he was discharged last month after 4 weeks of treatment for his heart and an infection, it was the longest period he'd spent in hospital. But the Duke was able to spend his final days with the Queen at Windsor Castle. He died in the place where his own mother, Alice of Battenberg, had been born in 1885. This afternoon here at Windsor, we are told Prince Charles drove from Highgrove to be with the Queen.
Prince Philip earned the affection of generations here in the United Kingdom, across the Commonwealth and around the world. He was the longest-serving consort in history, one of the last surviving people in this country to have served in the Second World War. We remember the Duke for all of this, and above all, for his steadfast support for Her Majesty the Queen. Not just as her consort, by her side every day of her reign, but as her husband, her strength and stay of more than 70 years. And it is to Her Majesty and her family that our nation's thoughts must turn today.
At Downing Street, as elsewhere in the country, official flags will now fly at half-mast until the morning after Prince Philip's funeral, the arrangements for which have been significantly revised because of the pandemic. And so too has the advice to the public. Many people had instinctively been moved to lay flowers, but in line with COVID restrictions, they've been urged not to, and also not to congregate at any of the royal residences.
Remembering what he's given to the country, to the world, it's wonderful.
It's a person that's been around for all of my life, and I'm really sad.
And because he has been part of national life for so long, for more than 7 decades, the flowers did keep coming, despite the official advice. This was Windsor Castle this afternoon.
My heart just breaks for the Queen and the family, because she lost her husband and such a stability in the country, I think, the royal family. So, yeah, just deeply sad.
And in the capitals of the United Kingdom, the moment was being marked. At Piccadilly Circus in central London and in Edinburgh at the Palace of Holyrood House, the same announcement was posted outside.
He lived a life of public service and deep devotion to the Queen. He had a close association, of course, with Scotland. He went to school in Scotland. I know that he enjoyed all of the time he spent at Balmoral.
The Duke of Edinburgh will be sorely missed by the many Welsh organisations that he supported as patron or president over so many decades of service.
It is with deep sadness that I have learned of the death of His Royal Highness, the Duke of Edinburgh. It is a sadness that I know will be shared by countless others in Northern Ireland and right across the world.
The perimeter of Windsor Castle is as close as anyone will get to the funeral. And as the flowers and messages to the Queen grow outside the castle walls, inside them the Duke of Edinburgh's body will lie in rest. He never wanted a state funeral, despite the duty he'd given to his country and to the Queen. And because the couple were here together for the duration of the various lockdowns, Windsor was where the Queen and her husband spent their 73rd and final wedding anniversary in November. At the place where they were married in 1947, Westminster Abbey, the tenor bell started to toll at 6 o'clock this evening. It tolled every minute for 99 minutes, one for every year of the Duke of Edinburgh's life.
What a remarkable life. What a wonderful life of service, of duty, of service to his country, service to the Crown, but with this formidable intelligence, insight, and a really extraordinary prophetic gift.
During the many years of her reign, the Duke of Edinburgh has been at the Queen's side through the happy times and the challenging ones. Her advisor, her confidant, her debater, her rock, her husband. The widowed monarch must now begin the task of signing off the amended funeral plans for her husband.